So threat clustering is Hunter new approach for aggregating similar alerts into buckets that are threat-centric. And that way we are basically allowing security team to identify what is the root cause, what is the context of the attack, and triage that way, investigate and mitigate hundreds of similar alerts in one click.
That's amazing. And why did we create the threat clustering?
So we continuously thinking about the main problem and challenges that security team has in the market and in the field. And one of the things that we understand is that we have huge amount of data that transforming into huge amount of alerts and very small security team that need to do over and over the same work in order to investigate the thing, understand. And as part of this work, they're trying to understand whether it's the first time that this threat happened or not. And actually, as a former SOC manager, I was able to see that in real life, one of the main challenges that we had is the different analysts work on the same activity without knowing. So this is an inefficient work. And also this prevented us from understanding the bigger picture of the attack and really understanding what is the prevalence of this activity, what is the scope of the attack, and to act accordingly. We also invested huge amount of time in trying to create all kind of automation to understand what happened, when it first happened, but it was really inefficient as well.
Yeah, I don't think we need to convince anyone of the alert fatigue by now. We're seeing SOC teams overwhelmed with endless queues of alerts and an ever-expanding security stack, and they're doing the same thing over and over again. And like you said, I think that the industry was mostly concerned with creating automation so they can do the same thing over and over again, just a bit faster. But we really think that this problem needs to be rethinked, and we should understand if that is really the smartest way of working towards the SOC goal.
So Omer, could you tell me a little bit how it's working, how threat clustering is working behind the scenes?
Yeah. So I think that saying grouping by similarity is easier said than done. It requires very deep understanding of the threat landscape and the attack vectors and different data sources. So we've ended up experimenting with different clustering methodology and similarity strategies and used different one for each scenario, because finding a silver bullet that will just group all things similar in all different use cases is simply impossible. You have to understand what is the attack, what is the underlying threat, and what entities are involved. You want to share some results from early experiments with our beta customers?
Yeah, so it's actually very exciting to see the results in real life. Right away, when we enabled some of our biggest customers in the beta, we were able to see a reduction of 92% of redundant work. We created cluster with many of the similar alerts and helped security team to triage that much faster and also to mitigate that.
That also helps understanding false positive way faster, right?
Exactly. One of the things that we saw is that many of false positive leaving of the land attack or some of the legitimate IT work was grouped under the same cluster. And very easily with our auto investigation and context and insight that we are providing, the analysts were able to understand this is a legit activity that's happening and also remove that from detecting in the future.
Amazing.